All right, so last week, this is what we ended up doing. We talked about theme. We did it all with Piper because Piper is going to be like our mentor text, so to speak, something I'm going to use quite a bit just to kind of refer back to. So we figured out what the theme was for Piper, and then we wrote the theme by using the format that is on page 28. So we did that on page 59. And then we also talked about characters, different types of characters that you're going to see in different stories, such as protagonist, antagonist, flat and round characters, and then dynamic and static characters. So this week, we're going to use Piper again. And this is what we ended up doing. So over here on the left-hand side of your screen, it's really, really tiny, and I apologize, but I more so want you to see what's going on this site with my notebook, okay? But on this slide, this tells what we came up with last week about how Piper felt throughout the story and then why we thought that, okay? So this is just a refresher. If you want to rewatch the video on this particular document, you can. It's right over here. If you want to rewatch Piper because you're like, you know what, I need to see this again, you can click up there as well. So all of that is there for you. But I'm going to be using the information in this table to help me write the format for characterization or character change and development on page 58 in our notebooks, okay? So again, it's going to look very similar. Both of these are going to be similar. So this is theme. This side is going to be character change and development. Two different formats over the same story, Piper, okay? All right, so I'm going to keep this up on the left-hand side of my screen. I'm going to make it really, really tiny. So you're probably not going to be able to see it, and that's okay, because I more so want you to be focused on page 58, okay? All right, so go to page 58 in your notebook, and I'm going to have you write Piper at the top, just like we did last week for theme. So Piper, and then we're going to write character change and development. Okay, character change and development. So you're just going to write that because this is where that format is going to be written for Piper. All right, so just like we do with all of our formats, and again, if I go too fast, you can always pause and get caught up that way. But our formats are over on pages 28 through 30, but this particular one is on page 30. So you're going to see, again, it's just like all of my formats that we have done this year. If it is in a colored font, you're going to have to get that information and put it in yourself. If it is in black font, you're going to write that no matter what. All right, so this is what we're going to be writing on page 58. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. I am going to use the information that I already have on this slide over here, which again, I know is really tiny, so you don't need to see it because you can just watch how I'm taking information from it. All right, so back to page 58. The format says character is a round character. So my round character, because I already put that on my slide over here, is Piper, okay? So I'm going to put Piper, I forgot what it was, is a round character who, what did it say, changes throughout the story. Okay, oh gosh, I just broke the lead. All right, so here is my first sentence. Piper is a round character who changes throughout the story. So again, all I'm doing is I'm taking most of this from page 20 or 30, sorry. I'm taking it from 30 for the format that's there, okay? All right, so that's my first sentence. My second sentence says character is, oh, sorry, no, I'm not there. At the beginning, comma, character is, so I'm going to go ahead and write that. So at the beginning, comma, Piper is, make sure I'm doing that format correctly because it's really nice to have the work already kind of done for me. Then says beginning, demeanor, or feeling. So I'm going to go back to my slide that I already have over here. And it says sad and scared. And I can go ahead, I can put both. If I want to just choose one, I can just choose one. Or I can put both. So I'm going to say Piper is, and I'm just going to write it. I'm going to do both of them. Sad and scared. Okay. I think we're done with that sentence. Yes. All right. Perfect. So now you have 2 sentences done. So Piper is a round character who changes throughout the story. At the beginning, Piper is sad and scared. All right. So we're going to go back to this format. And it says, this is obvious when he/she. Now, you can choose whichever pronoun works for you. I know Piper, some of you think that he's a he, and some of you think that she's a she. So whatever pronoun you use, that's fine. Or you can use his name or her name. You can just use Piper. All right, so this is obvious when, and then it says why I thought this. Okay, so I'm going to write this. Let me see what I'm doing. Here we go. Is obvious when, I'm just going to use Piper. This is obvious when Piper, and then again, I'm going to go back over here. So what we ended up writing last week was Piper wants food, but Mom is not giving it to her. Waves keep crashing into Piper and can't get food. All right. Okay, so let's say this. When Piper wants food, but can't get it due to the waves. So I took the information that I have in my chart on my slides over here, and I kind of combined them together. So I don't have to say exactly what I put in there. I don't know why that looks like that. But I want to make sure I have about what it's saying. Okay, so that's why Piper feels sad and scared. Then I'm going to go back to the format. And it says, however, after blank, after, and it says resolution to conflict. So the conflict was that Piper wanted food, but then the resolution is that Piper got food. Okay, so however, after Piper got food, okay, back to the format, comma, Piper is what? So we're going to go back to here, put comma, and we're going to say Piper is, and we're going to go to the end demeanor because that's what the format says. So I go back over here and it says happy or joyful. I like the word joyful better, so I'm going to use joyful. So Piper is joyful. If you want to put both, that's fine. I'm just going to choose one this time, but that's okay. Okay, is joyful. All right. And then, comma, or sorry, period. This is clear when Piper. Okay, so now I'm just backing up why I think Piper is feeling joyful. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to look, oh, excuse me, that's the bell. This school is done for today at least. So we're going to go here and it says Piper's running around chirping and getting more food. All right, so I'm going to use that one. So this is clear when Piper is chirping and running around getting a lot of food in the water. Okay, so there is my format. Piper is a round character who changes throughout the story. At the beginning, Piper is sad and scared. This is obvious when Piper wants food, but can't get it due to the waves. However, after Piper got food, Piper is joyful. This is clear when Piper is chirping and running around getting a lot of food in the water. All right, so make sure you have that written on page 58. But again, that should show you the progression on how Piper changed throughout the story. And I use this table to help me fill that in. All right, take a picture of this. Make sure to put it on this slide and you're good to go.